Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm playing the Komodo engine, but for every move Komodo makes, I get 2 moves. My goal is to win 1 game. Let's get started with game number 1. Okay, game number 1 now. Obviously I've chosen the absolute smallest ratio possible. Anything lower would just be 1-to-1 or a normal chess game. 2-to-1 is obviously the next lowest ratio, but I'm still willing to bet that this is basically forced checkmate, since there's no way of me sort of telling Komodo that I'm going to have 2 moves for every singular move that it gets. So I'd be willing to bet that this is almost already forced mate. I'm going to start by playing pawn to e4, and we're going to go ahead and stop Komodo from that c5 move. I'm going to edit the rest of this video such that you'll only see my 2 moves that I'm actually making, and then you'll see Komodo's singular response with my commentary in between. So if we go back 2 moves, that would look something like this. And surprisingly, it actually somehow stops mate in 2, which is unexpected to say the least. I mean, maybe this is just the best move in this position, but I was going to play for my next 2 moves, queen to f3, and then queen takes f7. Now, to be honest, if I'm going to get 2 moves for every singular move that Komodo makes, I have no reason not to play this extremely aggressively. And 2 ideas come to mind immediately. Idea number 1 being something like bishop takes, putting the king in check, and the other one being knight to e5 via f3, which reinvigorates the queen to f3, queen to f7 idea. Now, just to be clear, if I were able to somehow put Komodo in check in 1 move, that would immediately end my turn, so it's not like putting him in check with 1 move to spare is somehow checkmate. Now back to the 2 options. Option number 1 obviously seems very invigorating because it brings the king out, but I'm not really sure what the follow-up is there, right? If I use 1 move to put the king in check, again, my turn would end and the king would just move out of the way, and I'm not really sure how I capitalize on that sort of king weakness. But, and this is gaming the system a tiny bit, I do think knight to f3, knight to e5 would probably lead to an instant win, because I think Komodo would feel incentivized to play pawn to d6, which does boot the knight, which has moved twice in the opening, which is generally not a great idea, granting Komodo more center space, but it does nothing about queen to f3, queen f7. So my money is on knight to e5, possibly already winning me the game. Oh, wow. Okay, wait, never mind. Okay, we get knight to f6 on the board. Oh, but wait! I was just gonna say, wow, knight to f6 is surprisingly concrete. For no reason, it just happens to stop queen to f7. But I have a way to get around the knight. And with that, we do checkmate Komodo by playing 2 moves versus 1. Now, for the sake of publishing a video that's longer than, 3.5 minutes long, I have no idea how long this video is, but it can't possibly be this long. I've been recording for 6 minutes, and that includes me setting up the positions. So I'm going to do this again, but this time I'm going to play with the black pieces, which should make this at least a little bit trickier. All right, we have the second game on the board. We're met by e4 right away. Honestly, I'm just going to do the same attack. I don't think my plan has changed basically whatsoever, and with e4 now on the board, I'm guaranteed to be able to use this bishop to target f2. So actually, this might actually be easier, because now I'm going to play e5, bishop c5, and if we're met with knight to f3, which I think is the most sound response, especially if it's using like an opening book of any kind, it's going to be behind by a move, so I don't know how it's going to react to that, but knight to f3 seems pretty natural, and then I'll just have mate on f2. So let's give that a try. Okay, never mind. I honestly thought that because we were playing with the black pieces, we'd sort of be on the back foot, but that's more so my classic error of thinking that chess variants even have any carryover into normal chess. So we do get met with knight to f3, which does immediately walk into checkmate. And with that, we do also defeat Komodo with the black pieces with a 2-to-1 move advantage. Now, I'm sure I could make this a little bit harder somehow with like a more obscure variation of this challenge where I get, I don't know, an extra move every 5th turn or something, and I'm sure that would actually be a close game, but you guys let me know in the comments if you'd actually be interested in seeing that. Otherwise, as a proof of concept, I think this was a pretty fun video to make. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.